Hi everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by my brand new channel. I'm so excited to do this. I was doing these videos live on Instagram, and I decided to change over to YouTube just so that you could have the content forever and so that you could go back and forth. If you missed anything, you can go back and catch it again. So I'm really excited to be changing over to YouTube. If you could, go ahead and subscribe to this channel just so that you don't miss anything, and give it a like if you would like to see other things similar to this. So today I'm going to be going over my 5 tips for beginning lettering, just to help you get started and to help you get set off on the right foot. So number 1, first tip is to have the right materials. So what I would start out with, any paper for practicing, the cheap paper that you don't mind going through a lot of. For very beginning lettering, I would go to the Micron pen. This is a very fine tip pen. You can get this at Michael's, Paper Source. I've seen them at Staples, Office Depot. Is it Office Depot or Office Max? One of them, office places. They're all over the place. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon too. I'll try and link one down below. So this is really good for beginning lettering. If you're wanting to go straight into brush lettering, this is the pen that really got me into brush lettering. I had started with, I don't even know what pens, and I actually gave up because it just wasn't working for me. But as soon as I got this pen, I tried again, and that's when I kind of took off with lettering. This is a Tombow brush pen. I think this is a medium. I think this is a medium tip, but I will link this exact one down below so that you can get it, because I absolutely love this pen. If you want to do the other thing that I do is brush lettering with watercolors. So if you would like to try out watercolor brush lettering, my favorites are the round 0 and 3, depending on what size you're going to be doing. I also like having a pencil, usually a light pencil. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be doing a darker one, just so you can see a little bit better. I have a ruler for laying out. I like these clear rulers just so I can see exactly what's going on underneath as well. Helps with spacing. So tip number 1, make sure you get started with the right materials. Tip number 2, pencil and visualize what you want to draw. Lettering is definitely more of drawing than writing. It's a lot slower. You're never going to be a speed letterer. It's more of an art than just writing out something. So when I am getting ready to write something, I usually make myself lines. Like I said, I'm going to do these. Normally I would do them really light so that I could erase them. But I'm going to do them really dark and really big so that you can see them. So there's some lines for us. For this tutorial, I'm going to do a few practice exercises with you to help out with the next tip. So we're going to go with our pencil and do some waves. This is going to help us with our brush lettering. Do some waves, and then I'm going to do some kind of figure 8 things. They don't have to be perfect. This is just kind of to be used as a guide to learn these next techniques. Okay, so I'm going to go over this one really quick first. Now when you're lettering, you want to go thin on the upstrokes and heavy on the downstrokes. With this Micron pen, you can kind of fake that. So for example, I'm going to write my name up here. I write it out. And then if I wanted to fake that I was using a brush pen, I would make it fatter on the down part. So you can go over down, down. There would be a down right here and a down right here. And then I would just go in and fill in. My pen's running out. We need to get a new one. Fill in all those spaces with black. And it's a lot easier to do it when you're doing it smaller too. Right now I'm doing it pretty big. Just make sure, just have a nice curve to those. There we go. Okay, so that's faking it with the Micron pen. This is great if you just want to stick with that. I did it for a while and I thought I was doing awesome. I thought it looked good, but a couple downsides to this one. A, it takes forever, and B, it's never gonna look as good as if you're using a real brush pen. So definitely practice, up and down with this one, but I definitely would suggest going with the brush pen eventually. So I'm gonna move on to that one. Now that brings us to our tip number 3, which is pressure and transition. Pressure and transition of a brush pen, what I'm calling pressure and transition. So on the upstrokes, like I said, you're gonna push a lot lighter, and on the downstrokes, you're gonna push heavier. So I'm gonna do that right here. Light, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy. And I'm not doing that great on these. I should have put them all closer together, but I'm gonna try again. So light, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy. Now that I've got a few of those, my transition is this. So when I'm going light to heavy, this little area right here needs to go from thin to thick gradually. Right here you can tell it doesn't. There's a little knob right there, or right here it's a little bumpy. Right here it's just weird. So going from thin to thick, that transition is really what's going to make your lettering look better. So another practice exercise, I would highly suggest doing these over and over and over again. I still do them, and I'm not that great at them, honestly. So down, up, heavy, light, heavy, light. You can see I still need a lot of work right here. Sometimes you can save them by going back, but down. Honestly, I feel like these exercises are harder than actually lettering. So there's a few. You can definitely see where here, I'll try and do it here on this line without penciling first, just so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit better. So my transition on this one was really nice, and this one was okay. This one is not so good. The bottom is what I have more trouble with, so that could definitely use a lot more work for me. So the pressure and transition are really key things to making your lettering look better and better. The next thing, tip number 4, is to add curve to your letters. I wanted to show you, for example, one of the things that you shouldn't do is if you look at this is what I did when I very first started with lettering. Everything is very straight. So my lines are straight down and they kind of go straight up. Everything's very straight. A lot of it, like right, where was another spot? Right here even, like it's just like a V almost. It should look a lot more like a U, a lot more curved, a lot more curl to it. So I'm gonna write my name right here. I'll do it in pencil first. So I'm gonna write my name right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go over this. So I'm going down is heavier, up is lighter. Okay, so you can see that's a lot more flowy and curvy than my last one, especially on the ends. So right here on the H is where you would do a nice curve in. For an N, it's a good place to practice it instead of this. For your M's, instead of this. Oh, I did it again. So adding that little curve makes it so much prettier and so much more flowy. So that's tip number 4, practice adding curve to your letters. The very last thing might seem pretty obvious, but the last thing is just practice. I can't even say how much I have improved. Thankfully, I've improved so much just from practicing and just from doing it. I made thank you cards at first and they weren't that great, but I was practicing and I was doing it. So that really, really helped me to get better. So those are my 5 tips. Make sure you have the right materials, pencil and visualize what you're going to be drawing, practice your pressure and transition, add curve to your letters, and practice. I hope this helps you guys. Leave me some comments and let me know if you liked this video, and if you would like me to go into more depth on anything, let me know as well. Next time I will probably be doing something with watercolor, so I will be letting you know. If you would like to follow me on Instagram and get updates, you can do that. My Instagram is at Elizabeth M. Norton, which is my Good Morning Monday Art Instagram. So thank you so much again for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys next time, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks.